Okay guys, I'm going to show you how to press a pigment. I'm sorry this angle is kind of weird. I can't hold my camera and use both of my hands at the same time. I really need to invest in a tripod. But yeah. Let's get started. You know what? I think it might be upside down. Oh, I guess it really doesn't matter. Okay. First, get a little tray, little bowl like this. And then you're going to want to get your pigments. I'm using the pigments from the TKB that I ordered, that I made my video on. So if y'all want to know about that, go look at my TKB haul video. This one is coral. And it's a really pretty like red, like a bright red. So I'll put some of that in there. I have my pigments stored in these little jars, which is amazing. Okay, and I'm just kind of going by, just kind of playing with it. I want to make like a really bright, vibrant red. I'm going to put some of this one in there. I really needed to order more because just a little bit, just to give it a little bit of shimmer. Probably put a little bit more. Okay, so, and for this video, you just need your pigments, a little dish to mix it in, something like this. Any old eyeshadows that you don't want to use anymore, you can just scrape them out and use the pans again. Or these pans that this is one that I made. It's a blush that I made. They sell these pans on the TKB. So something you want to set your eyeshadow in, or these really cool palette things that I found for $1 at Target, the ELF Custom Compact, and I just bought one, and I bought 2 of them actually. That's what I'm going to put it in right now. It's kind of like this, and you can set your pigments in there. So, and those are $1. Amazing to put 4 eyeshadows in. Okay, so let's get back to this. So I put some coral. I put some Hot Step Mama. I think I'm going to put a little bit of Burning Leaves. It's this really pretty glittery color. Sorry if my camera's shaking. I have it like set up on something. Like, it's like really pretty. Put a little bit of that in there. You don't really need a lot of the pigments unless you're making a like big tray like this. This is a huge one compared to eyeshadow. That's blush though. So let's see. That's really good. I think I'm gonna throw a little bit of the yellow. This one's called Green Apple. And I'm just using a spoon. They sell the scoopers. You can order them. But I figured I just want a little bit of that. Use a spoon. I like to use whatever I can around the house so I don't have to spend more money. Okay, then you want to mix it all up. You can close it. You can close this little thing with the lid. Close it and you can shake it all up, but then it gets everywhere, so I'm just gonna mix it up with the end of the spoon. And it's really pretty. I mean, and then you just test it. You take a swatch and you test it, and if you think you want more red, then add more red. So let's take a swatch of this. Or whatever color you think you want more of. Oh, look at that. See? Can you see it? It's like a red, orange, burnt copper with glitter in it. It's really pretty. I really like it, but I think I want a little bit more red in there. So I'm gonna get my, let's see. I'm gonna go back to my oh, this is my coral. I'm gonna go back to my Hot Step Mama. It's that one. It's like a red shimmer. And I'm just gonna get a little bit more of that. Just a little bit more. Okay. mix it all up. Okay, and this is when the alcohol comes into play. I'm just using, let me see, rubbing alcohol, 70%, and dump it in there. I just use a capful, unless you need more. You'll be able to tell if you need more because it'll be like kind of doughy and doesn't want to move around. You want to get it watery. It doesn't matter really how watery you get it, because what's going to happen is the alcohol is going to evaporate out of the eyeshadow, out of the pigments, and it's just going to be set. So it doesn't really matter if you put, try not to put a lot, but if you put too much where it's like really watery, like this is watery, you can see it kind of moving around in there. It's okay because it's going to, it'll evaporate. And then I bought this from the website. It's My Mix Press and Binder Clear, and so I just put a few drops of that in there, and that's also from the TKB, and that just helps it to I guess hold a little bit better. Oh, and I totally like got that on my hand. I mean, you can tell like when it's wet how pretty it is, but I want to make this into a dry one. So see, that's all it takes, guys. And then you get this, and you get, and I'm gonna put it in this palette right here that I'm making. So my desktop is kind of a mess right now because I'm making all kinds of stuff, so it's really messy right here where I'm at, working at. So try to get somewhere big. I'm not using a lot of room. I'm like on my vanity. Make sure this thing is leveled, and then pour your color in there. Just pour all your color in there that you just made. And if like you make it and you realize that it's not enough, make more. What I'm doing is I'm writing down what colors I'm using for what colors of eyeshadows in case I want to make more. And you're just going to pour it in your palette, or whatever you're putting your eyeshadows in. Oh, and I kind of spilt it over to this other palette, which is not cool. Get a Q-tip and just clean it up. And this is really messy. It's a really messy process. I'm just making like a mess. I need a napkin. I'm sure I could wait till it dried and clean it up, but I just don't want to. Okay, so you pour it in your palette, and that's how you make and press your eyeshadows. And then this will dry. Leave it there to dry for a little while. All the alcohol will evaporate out of it, and you will have an eyeshadow that will look like this. As you see, this was wet at one time, and now it's all dried, and I give you a swatch of that. See how pretty it is? And now it's dry, and I can put it in anything that I want. On the website, they sell these really cool palettes. They don't look like this, they're just black. I customized mine and put the cheetah on it. The ones that they sell are just black, and you can put, let me hold the camera because this is totally, so you can, it magnetizes and it stays on there, which is really cool. Now let me see what else I can show y'all. You can make, you don't have to press them like that, like this, the wet ones. You don't have to press them like that. You can make them just dry. This is a dry one that I made. And how you make them just dry, and I called this one Smoky Perp. How you make them just dry is you pretty much just mix the two pigments together, and then you make your own color, make your own pigment. And I'll give you a swatch of this one that I made. Oh, you can't, I gotta get a little bit more. There's a swatch of that one. So you can use them dry. You can use them as loose pigments if you want to, or you can go make them loose pigments and then add the alcohol and pour them into a container and pour them into a container like that and make them pressed pigments. So either way, I wanted to try both. I'm trying this palette. I'm making another one over here. I'm making another one over here too. And then I'm gonna make some and fill these little guys up. But yeah, these are the pigments. If you saw my other videos and you saw all of this, you saw all the names of them and you saw how I labeled them and put them in here. This is how I keep them organized. And yeah, so yeah, so that is a little video on how to press your pigment.